Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, and there is an update on the bankruptcy situation for one TSR. And it is Notice of Trustees Final Report and Application for Compensation and Deadline to Object. So, in other words, this is the proposed bankruptcy settlement finalization. And John C. Burchett III is the trustee in question. So there were, at this time, there was a total assets valued at $15,239.69. Now, some expenses were incurred. There were trustee fees, attorney for trustee fees, attorney for trustee expenses. So those are all essentially Mr. Bircher's expenses. And then there's some other minor expenses going out to another law firm. So $9,471.17 paid out for administrative expenses, which means those that are creditors of TSR get to split up the remainder, $5,745.33. So, who would those people be? Or what would those entities be? Okay, well, let's see. Can I zoom? Oh, I didn't want to zoom out. I wanted to zoom in. But of course, I'll hit the wrong button twice. Let's just zoom in. All right. So, Michael K. Hovermail had a claim for $58,800 that he claimed he was owed by TSR. He will be compensated with just under $250, $249.99. Well, wait. Wizard Tower Games had a claim in for $7,335. Wizard Tower Games proposed amount is $31.18.
Oh, so I was wondering if it would be like the same.
No,
Yeah. Oh,
no,
there's a scale involved.
there's a scale involved, and you'll see the rest of the scale. So, Justin William Lanasa claimed that TSR owed him $141,563.99. And the proposed settlement is $601.86. Hardwire Tattoo. This is another entity that falls under all these others. Had a claim in for $177,647.06. Hardwire will get back $755.27. But now here's the one that I find eye-opening, because this is not a number that I remember seeing. Wizards of the Coast. Their allowed amount of claim is literally a jump and a shuffle away from $1 million. Their allowed amount of claim, in other words, what they claim TSR was allowable for, but they also claim not just TSR, but the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum and the owner of these entities. Their claim is for $966,018.16, of which they are getting $4,107.03. Now, why is all this very interesting? Because this was filed on the 18th. Today's the 19th. But the museum shut down on the 15th. And I believe the website of the museum, TSR Museum, not Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum, but TSR Museum, also went offline. I believe it redirects now to Wizards of the Coast. So I believe, making an assumption, that the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum likely is being shut down in relationship to some extent with the bankruptcy case, at least the online aspect of the museum. I know that people were asking, hey, well, I know you're closing the museum, but what about the online store? Well, the online store wasn't Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum, it was TSR Museum. And my understanding is that the bankruptcy court and WotC came to an understanding that anything TSR related, because remember, TSR went to bankruptcy, the individual in charge of TSR's assets at this point is John C. Berkshire III. So I believe that part of the negotiation with WotC was to give WotC everything and anything TSR related. So that could be why the online site for the museum is pointing toward Wizards of the Coast. As for the museum itself closing, your guess as good as mine. I was never there. I don't know the kind of foot traffic it had, but I guess we shall see. Now, if you want further discussion on this, if you want to hear more than just my opinion on this, but Don Samora's, possibly Tom, Tabletop Tom, Mr. Taproom, there'll be a live stream tonight at 8 o'clock on our respective channels, including this channel. Feel free to join us. I'm sure it's going to be one of the topics we shall discuss. Other than that, I'm going to be experimenting. You may see some random live streams popping up over the next couple of days, especially this weekend. I'll be testing out not just Streamlabs, but Restream, and see which one fits my needs best, because as I mentioned before, StreamYard is, as far as this channel is going to go bye-bye, because just not affordable. I could actually have the two other services for a year at less than the cost that StreamYard would cost me. That's interesting. So, folks, on that note, if you like what we do on this channel, not just me, my co-host, tomorrow night, there will also be a live stream. That's Friday, 8 p.m., myself, Glenn Hallstrom. Saturday, myself, my wife, Rach, 8 o'clock Eastern. All right, if you like what we do, subscribe, comment, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. I really do appreciate it. On that note, be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, roll them well. I'll be back again later on tonight.